Hi crafty friends, Amy here, and I have some easy Christmas cards to share with you today using alcohol ink and die cuts. So I'm going to jump right in and show you the products that I'm using. I have some poster board from the dollar store. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. And I have some panels die cut down just smaller than A2 size with these stitched rectangle dies from Paper Rose. And I have my alcohol inks here. I'm going to use various different colors today. And I have my little blower tool, I don't know what it's called, from Tim Holtz, as well as the alcohol ink blending solution. I have this cool Merry Christmas die from Spellbinders, and I have used that also to cut out a bunch of different sentiments so they're ready to go with some different types of gold metallic cardstock and holographic cardstock and things like that. So I'm just showing you some of the colors I'm going to use to start. I have a few greens, a red, and I have the gilded color of Alloy. I will link all the products that I used as well as the colors in the video description box below, so you can just expand that and scroll down. But this first panel I'm going to show you in real time. The other ones I will speed up. But basically this is just poster board from the dollar store. It's no nonsense. It's a lot cheaper than Yupo paper. I've used several different types of paper and I find that this works amazingly. So I have used the back of photo paper and gotten pretty good success, but honestly I find this poster board from the dollar store works even better. So you just kind of got to cut it down and then put it in your paper trimmer to make it a more manageable size. But I'm telling you, it works like a dream. You just use it right on the shiny side with this blending solution, and it makes the alcohol ink move around beautifully and bloom like you're seeing here. Now I'm using the gilded alloy. Now this is not the same as the mixatives. The mixatives came out prior to these. These aren't new, but they're newer than mixatives, and they just tend to blend better. I found that the mixatives kind of just blob onto the paper that you're using, but the alloys really kind of mix either with the blending solution or with your alcohol ink itself, and really just kind of move around beautifully on the paper. Now this technique that I'm using here I actually learned from watching my sweet friend Al. She has her own YouTube channel. It's Allison Haikila, and honestly I haven't gone back ever since I watched her technique. It's so foolproof that I haven't had any need to go do it any other way. So I will link her video as well in my video description box if you want to check that out later. She's so awesome and she makes such beautiful cards, so be sure to check out her channel and subscribe. But basically what she does is just lays down that blending solution right across diagonally on the panel, lays down a few drops, and then uses that blower tool to kind of blow in both directions. As you'll see, you know, I start from one side and blow it one direction and then go back to the other side and blow it the other direction, and it gives you that cool ethereal wispy look. So I do have other videos where I have played with alcohol inks. I'll link those as well in the video description box if you want to check those out. But really this method has worked so well for me that I just continue to do it if this is the look that I'm going for. You know, obviously there's all different ways that you can use alcohol inks and different tools, and you can use plain alcohol, but I've really found it very successful with this blending solution and that poster paper with the alcohol inks. So maybe it'll work for you too. So here I'm just going to speed up and use, you know, different colors here. I'm going in with the red, and I do want to do some traditional Christmas colored cards and then some that are maybe not so traditional. Now, as you know, when red and green mix together, they kind of make a more muddy brown color. So I'm kind of showing you here ways that you can kind of work around that and keep them separated. You can kind of let them dry up a little bit and then they won't blend so thoroughly together, but you can see here I'm kind of deliberately leaving that white space in between the red and green and then adding some of that gold alloy, and then, you know, getting a little bit more comfortable moving in closer to the red with the lighter green, but overall I'm still keeping them pretty separated. I'm showing you here, I got ink all over my fingers. If it does bother you, then you can certainly wear gloves. But I don't mind it so much. I mean, it's already, as I'm recording this voiceover, it's already fading off my fingers. So, but if you don't like your hands dirty, then definitely wear gloves, and also be sure to open a window or do this in a well ventilated space, because these alcohol inks do have a lot of fumes to them, and you don't want to breathe it in and make yourself ill. So here I'm getting a little bit more ballsy, if you will. I'm just mixing the red and green together, mainly because I wanted to see what it did, and I wanted to show you guys what it does. So I'm kind of mixing it together, and as you can see where it kind of, you know, goes over, the red and green connect, and it kind of gets a little bit more muddy color. And I do add in a new alloy. This is one of the silver colors. I'll mark what it is in the description below, but this one is just, it's not my favorite. I mean, it looks okay. It's definitely very festive, but it's just a little too busy for my taste. And I find the silver, I guess, doesn't break apart as nicely as that gilded color does. So here I'm using some, I believe this is cranberry color. My lighting in my craft room is rubbish, so I apologize. These colors are much more brilliant and pretty in person, and you can see that in the pictures in the end. You'll be able to get a better idea of the true color. But I just have, you know, artificial lighting set up in my craft room for now, so that's why the lighting isn't the greatest. But I'm just using that one pretty cranberry color in the gold, and I thought that made a really good panel. A lot of this is just figuring out where to stop and stopping when you like it. So it's pretty easy to overdo it with alcohol inks, but sometimes you just gotta, you know, let it be and let it do its thing, and you might end up really liking it. So I try and keep it simple most of the time. Try not to overdo it. I do like to leave some white space. Here you can see I got way too much ink and blending solution down, and I keep dropping my bottles in it because, you know, I'm just so graceful. But anyway, I'm trying to kind of dry it up a little bit, and then I'm going to come back in with a darker color just to kind of add more definition, because it just kind of, you can see it all blended together. See? I'm a picture of grace here. Look, I dropped another bottle right in there. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm butterfingers here. But anyway, I did come back in, and once it dried up a little bit, just to kind of add a little bit more detail and interest with these little spots. So you can see here, this is what you'll get most of the time. If you start playing, you'll get these kind of cool circles that, you know, build on each other and give you all this cool, it's not dimension, but the look of dimension with all these different layers and things like that. And I got that splatter in the corner up where I wanted it white, so I was trying to use some plain alcohol to see if I could lift it off, and I couldn't. So I kind of just put some more blending solution back down to kind of reactivate the ink, and then blend it out to make it, to kind of cover up that little splotch that I didn't want there. So now I have this Mind. It's a really pretty, like, rose gold colored alloy, and I'm going to come in with some blues, and it's and some purples. So again, these are not all traditional holiday Christmas cards, but they're pretty. And you can't just only play with red and green, right? I mean, I have all these colors. I gotta switch it up. So I have a bunch of panels here now. I just let them dry. They do dry quickly. And I'm just gonna attach these panels to some card bases. This is A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 110-pound cardstock of Nina Classic Crest Solar White. And I'm just attaching these panels down, and as you can see, because I already die cut them prior to decorating them, they were already ready to go. So I didn't have to run them through my die cutting machine because I had already done that, and I had already run all these cool dies through my die cutting machine. So I had a plethora of little sentiments ready to go, in some were like a metallic gold, some are more like a matte gold. I had some holographic. And I'm just kind of putting in little dots of glue here. This is honestly what took the longest part, was all this liquid glue. So if you had like an adhesive spray, or if you wanted to die cut it on some stick-it paper, or if you have like a big Xyron sticker maker, you could probably cut down and save a lot more time not liquid gluing with this process. But that's what I had on hand, so that's what I went with. I'm just going to dab off the excess on this little piece of paper. And then lay it down, and you'll see in the end I do end up adding some bling, but just stick around for a little bit. I'll show you all the finished cards that I was able to make with these panels and add to my stash of Christmas cards for this year. So I have this cool Feliz Navidad die that I wanted to add in for my native Spanish speaking loved ones or my daughter's teachers and friends. So I'm going to show you 9 finished cards here that I made. They came together very quickly, and I had a lot of fun playing with my alcohol inks again. It's been a minute since I've played with them. So like I said, all the products that I use will be in the video description box below if you want to check those out. You can expand the box and scroll down and all the details will be there. I'll list the colors and the products if they're still available. If they're discontinued, I'll let you know that too. But yeah, I'll put the other videos down there. If you want more alcohol ink inspiration, you can certainly check that out. But I hope this gave you some ideas for some new quick and easy Christmas card ideas for this year. If you're kind of sick of stamping or want something a little bit different, maybe this will work for you. So if you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you hit the bell, then you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So I really appreciate you watching, and I'll check you next time. Thanks. Bye.